It's your first real contact and real feel with the horse. The horse picks up on your motion and your intentions from far away, but once you put that halter on, he has a feel of you, and you have a feel of him. And in that feel, you're both kind of summing up how the day's going to go. And that's super important. And it's a piece that is best taken slowly and through feel, rather than quickly and onto the agenda and maybe not any attention paid to it at all. So you can kind of make or break your relationship right there with that first contact, when your hands reach over that horse's neck and he feels your skin and he feels your touch. He feels really inside you in that moment. So he has a real good idea of what kind of a person you are, what you came to the table with that day. Taking my halter and I'm preparing it for that horse to be caught. So I'm holding the little eye loop, or that little loop, in my left hand, and then I'm taking the piece that's going to go over her ears, and I'm going to put that in my left hand like that, and then I'm going to have my rope over my arm like this. I'm not going to hide it. I don't want to hide it. I want her to know that she can trust me, so I'm not going to sneak around. But I don't want to fumble when I get there. Not that smooth movement where you take your focus away from the horse. You could lose your horse in that moment. So I don't want to get to the place where I'm going to put my arm around her and catch her. I don't want it to be a jerky move. I want it to all just feel like a breeze coming around her. I don't want it to feel like, somebody just hit her with something and it took her focus away from this connection. Good girl. Grass is pretty darn tasty this time of year, huh? So as I approach the horse, I'm thinking about where I'm going to begin that day. And as I put the halter on, I can feel where the horse is that day. So as I ask her to draw her head around towards me or to lower her head and slip it into the halter, I can feel the resistance in the horse or the softness in the horse. And that kind of tells me where I'm at that day with that horse. If the horse is distracted, I may set up what I do later on in my ride or in my warm-up a little bit differently than if the horse is really attentive and connected with me. So I want to be really sensitive to that as I put the halter on. This is a nice approach here when she canters up to me. And right here, she kind of had her head a little bit high. I asked her to bring her head down and around, and then she's still a little distracted. So just a little gentle tug on the halter, bring her back to center where this halter can sit kind of loosely on her face. And that's her reward right there, is to have that halter loose on her face. So as she tips her nose away, then I'll ask her to bring her head around towards me, slip that halter on nice and gentle. She's really nice here. And try to be really smooth about this. Not pull on the halter when she has her head tipped towards me. Just try to keep that halter as loose on her face as possible. If she pulls a little against me, then I'll ask her to bring her head back to me and then tuck the end of that earpiece behind the cheek piece so that it doesn't flop around and make a lot of commotion around the side of her face. Here on this horse, she's a little tight, and she made that little offer there to put her nose in the loop, and I took it. And she's got her head a little bit high. She's a little bit tight in her neck, waiting for her to kind of latch on to me before I walk away. So all those little things mean something when I'm haltering. I don't want to be in such a hurry that the horse doesn't connect with me. I really want him to connect with me. That feel in your hand as you put the halter on tells you a lot. So you want to be really slow and gentle and feel how it fits the horse. Feel how the horse tips his nose and assists you in putting the halter on. All of that makes a difference. How you walk off after you put the halter on makes a difference. So that relationship doesn't get severed after the horse puts his nose in the halter. It's really beginning. So it's really important that once you get the halter on, that you keep that relationship, that connection to you. And as you walk off, you want to be really careful that you don't lose it. Key is to get the horse to feel like he is a part of this plan that you've got for him, willingly. They kind of know when what you're doing is important and when there's purpose to it. And that really helps a lot of times to kind of focus on the purpose of what you're doing. And that way, that connection or that feel between the two of you can develop. And when you're done at the end of your session, you really have accomplished something with the horse.